Hello everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website address, in case you don't already know, it's www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. In my humble opinion, the best place on the internet for clinical trial content and information. I don't care if you're a study coordinator, a PI, a monitor, a study participant. I've got content for all you guys, and I have guest contributors and guest gurus, what I call guest gurus, who come on all the time, whether they're in interviews or whether they do written posts. We try to do everything so that we can appeal to as many people as we can, because some people enjoy watching the videos, some people enjoy listening to the audio, some people enjoy reading. Whatever it may be, whatever your preferred medium for content is, we have it on the site. So today I'm answering a question, and I got a question from LinkedIn. I got a question from someone on LinkedIn, as I ignore this call here. And again, for those of you guys, keep the questions coming. I know you have questions. There's plenty of questions out there. You guys have good ones. And don't worry, I will keep you anonymous. So specify that in your questions, and your name will not be revealed. So today, I got one from LinkedIn. It's from an owner of a research site. It says, what kind of raise would you give a good coordinator after a year of employment? They have been with us for a year, and they have been a coordinator for 4 years. So I'm assuming that this person has been with you for a year, from your question. So I'm assuming this is the first time he or she will be given a raise at your company. And what you want to do is, I never go by industry averages. If you Google the average salary for a coordinator, it's like $60,000, but that's for someone who's handling like 10 studies on their own and has like 5 years of experience. In your case, I don't know where you're starting at. I always start pretty low because I train my people and then they become experienced. So I hire people with no experience. That's how we kind of pay a little lower. But then we eventually bring them up to more competitive salaries. And I have coordinators who've been with me for 4 or 5 years that are getting comparable salaries to other people, other coordinators, other good coordinators. So I don't know where you're starting at, but if this person has been with you for a year and they're good enough to where you're considering a raise, because the market is getting a little more competitive, you might want to go like 10% increase in the salary. And then it also depends if they're salary or hourly, because I would recommend you do salary. So if this person is on the hourly rate, I would switch it to salary and while you're giving the raise. Because with hourly, you don't want to get caught in the overtime thing, because as you know in research, it's very easy to expend more than 40 hours a week working on something. So salary is the best way to do that. And I would honestly probably go 5 to 10% raise. So whatever their salary is, just increase it. And especially if you're not going to be increasing it for another year, I would say 5 to 10%. If you're going to be doing quarterly reviews and increasing this person's salary every 3 months, I would go smaller. Obviously, you don't want to go like 10% every 3 months, because after a year of doing this, you're going to have 40%, paying this person 40% more, which maybe they're worth it. But in my experience, it's always best to hire more people, to hire more support staff to help these high productivity coordinators, these productivity machines, as I call them, and give them the raise, like the yearly raise. So 10% is good for the year. That's if they're making $40,000, maybe increase them to $44,000 a year, and keep them on salary. It's very important. I know some sites are doing hourly, and I know in California you can get in trouble due to the overtime laws. So salary is best, and quite frankly, someone who is a study coordinator can qualify for a salaried employee. So think about that. I would say 10% is appropriate for a yearly raise. If it's quarterly, you might want to do like 2 to 3% every quarter. And you might want to implement some kind of a bonus. I'll give you this raise plus here's a certain percentage, like 1%, for all the revenue we get from the study that you're coordinating once we reach this many people enrolled. So if you're contracted for 8 randomized patients and your coordinator met that and the sponsor gives you approval for 8 more, now you're in a bonus land and you can give this coordinator like 1% or 2% of every additional patient that they bring in based on your revenue. But yeah, 10% is good for a yearly raise. I would say 2 to 3% every quarter. Hope this helps. Let me know. It's always, no situation's unique. I don't know how many coordinators you have at your site. You might want to also hire someone else to alleviate some of the workload from this person. You don't want them getting burned out or quitting, and you definitely don't want them going to another company who will pay them more. So you don't want to lose someone good over something as silly as money, although it is important. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if it does not. This is a tricky issue, but it's an excellent question, and I'm sure other people have it. I wanted to give a shout out to my clinical trial guru producers. It's Sarah Elizabeth Siegler, Resolve Research Solutions, Accurate Clinical Trials, Earnhardt Clinical Trials, PTNR, Patrick Stone. We have Darshan Kulkarni, Biopharm Systems, Simewire, Mozio, South Coast Clinical Trials, Breakthrough Clinical Trials, and St. Paul Medical Research Center in Miami, Florida. Let me know if you have any more questions. Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.